Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Another beautiful day. Good morning, Lori Lee in the building. So yesterday was a pretty good day. I did trade JANX for a quick scalp. I just had a whole lot of bullish indicators on that one, and for the scalp that I took, it was pretty good, a pretty good scalp. Let's jump over here and look at it. JANX. And then we'll look at some of the stuff that's moving today. So this one, I actually scalped it on with a ATR breakout. That's what I was looking at back here yesterday. Right here, it actually was trading with a pretty good range, moved from 34 up to 40. And I was like, this thing is super bullish. I'm looking for it to hold 40. So it actually halted on this candle right here. Which was it went from the 36 down or up to the 41, and it opened up low. And I bought this. And I bought this at a entry price of 38. It's like 38 bucks. Hold up, let me pull it up. Bought it at 38 something and got a nice move up on a very bullish stock. And as y'all see in aftermarket and pre-market, it went up to like 70, but it's whatever. I got my piece and I got on out, right? I got a 7% gain on my original investment. So I'm like, hey, I'm good. Let me pull this up real quick because I forgot to. So since I've been using this strategy in February, every year I just get aggravated at myself. It's just one trade that hits me and I'm like, why did I take this trade? And so, the more aggravated I get, the more I tighten up the rule set and I just use what's working for me. I don't know why this isn't popping up. Let me see. Trader. But yesterday was a pretty good gain. It was 420 something dollars on that scalp. It was a 10-minute trade. And why aren't you opening up? Okay, there we go. So I've been super super strict in February, way stricter than I was in January, because January I was just sloppy. But let's just look at these this month. Yeah, and just coming back on the boards. Okay, here we go. So this is what we're looking at. So these are my trades from January. I've taken 6 total trades. DBGI was the first one. 727 bucks. Then Root was 350. Then this one, JANX, was at 425. So 6 trades in the month. And my losers, the losers are going to happen. I actually over traded Root and gave back profit. So I had a $350 win. And then I was like, man, I can get some more. And I gave back a little bit of profit, $72 and $11 on that one stock. And then on this one, NNOX was one of the Israeli stocks. And Israeli stocks, when I see them pop up, I get excited because they're IT, they're ChatGPT or whatnot. I'm like, man, let's go. But they always move on the next day, like the following day, like they're dead, and then the following day they pop. And I'm like, every single time, like I've traded Israeli stocks maybe 5 or 6 times. Every single time it's the day after. So I just have to keep that in mind with those, not to get too excited on those, and look for good entries. But yeah, overall, just coming out of the month trying to it's just, I don't know, January I was still doing the whole, I don't know, I was just on the Ferris wheel, I guess, just riding, looking out. But just tighten up the rules a little bit, and yeah, everything's getting better and better. The average hold time that I've been having, so this one was 15 minutes. You can see my losers are kind of a little bit longer than the winners. NNOX, I held this one for almost 3 hours. Oh boy. Root, this one was a 10-minute trade. DBGI was a 15-minute trade. Jan X was a 10-minute trade. So entering at 9:01 and exiting at 9:12, right? And all of these are pretty much within my trade time frame. I try to give it the first 30 minutes to play out, and then I go ahead and get in there, right? So some of them I entered a little bit early, like root right here was close enough to 9. I was like, yo, we're this setup right here. I don't want to miss this setup. Trying to be stubborn and trying to catch the, let it catch the exact time, right? So I went ahead and jumped in there and took that profit. Same thing with this one. 9. Usually I trade from 9 to 11, but give it 2 hours. Whatever I can do in 2 hours, right? Back out here to JNX, we see this morning this thing was pretty much flat here and had a absolute rip up here to $76. Now these are my marks down here where I was trading for the ATR break. It's coming back down. So I'm like, yes, there was definitely profit to be taken if you got up early and saw this, but somebody didn't get up early and somebody's going to be right back where they started. I just took what I could and got on down. But let's see. The things that are moving for today, though, let's jump over here to the scans. We have, and remember, I don't like the only loss that I have this year that really put me down on the year was something that I said, hey, I'm not going to do this. But when I did it, I got prideful and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold this thing. The number one rule that I follow is don't trade anything under 5. I've back tested my strategy. This strategy will lose me money under 5. I can't do it. So I just left them alone. It's just how my statistics stack up on this. I can't use these two strategies that I'm trying to use on things under 5. I would need some other strategy to trade under that. So I have manipulated and customized and configured my scanners to pretty much look over 5 for specific variables. Today we have IXHL over $5. It is $7.26, up 72%. Beyond Meats is another one, up 65%. We'll go and look at some of these news catalysts as well. APLT is up 42%. Now these are the top 3 on my volume gainers above $5. Now let's go and look at the news here. So we'll start with IXHL. IXHL. Good morning, Reliable. Reliable says CXAI could still give some movement today. Yeah, it can't, it's gotta get moving, get moving. Wait, is that a cheaper stock? It might be a cheaper stock too, so we don't know. Reliable said crude oil on watch, oil setting up for an 80 break. I'll go and look at that as well. Let's look at the press releases here on IXHL real quick. All right, so an hour ago, ICANN announces positive top-line results for a phase 2 GAD1 clinical trial of this drug in generalized anxiety disorder. Okay, so the last news was on February 16th. Says it completes a pre-IND meeting with the FDA for Can Quit. This is for a solution for tobacco smoking cessation. Okay, so a little bit of news. Yeah, I believe this is a biotech, IXHL. It sounds like a biotech. Okay, so let's look at the statistics for this one. Float is 12.79 million. Let's go look at the profile. And this is just based on one source. We'll flip over to another source and make sure that float is the same across the board. A whole lot of different keywords in here. We got sleep apnea, traumatic brain injury and concussion, lung inflation. Do we have any cancer things in here? Cannabinoid, clinicals, vomiting. Okay, so it says phase 2 clinical trial for nausea and vomiting in chemotherapy. So they tried to play on cancer there a little bit, but they're actually treating the nausea and vomiting from chemotherapy, not an actual cancer treatment there. Let's keep going. Dermatitis, inflammatory bowel disease. Of course, that one we saw that one. We saw a stock on that catalyst. It had a nice move up, but I don't think it gave a whole lot of gathering time for big money to get in there, and it actually ended up dropping pretty hard for inflammatory disease or bowel disease. Okay, opioid addiction. So I don't see breast cancer. I don't see any kind of actual cancer um, drugs that they're direct cancer drugs that they're doing. So I don't know. We'll have to see how that one moves out of the open. The next one is beyond. Well, actually, let's flip over here and make sure that float is the same everywhere. IXHL. IXHL float is 15 million over here. Let's see if it has any shelf registrations. No kind of shelf registrations currently on their news board. It is. Okay, this one also says 15.83 million. What about those insiders? Insider on kind of weak on that. Let me look back at the statistics. Are the insiders or the institutions in control? Okay, insiders 21% over here. Float shorted, not a whole lot of the float shorted there on that percentage, so not a whole lot of shorts there. So we'll see if it reacts, if it can attract shorts into it today. Beyond Meats is the next one. BYND up 59%. It is a $12 stock. Says 17 hours ago, Beyond Meat reports fourth quarter and full year 2023 financial results. Beyond Meat unveils its Beyond 4 platform, and this was on the 21st. Beyond 4 platform, the fourth generation of Beyond Burger and Beyond Beef, with significant advancements across taste, health, and clean label. And then the other news was from the 13th. Beyond Meat to report. Okay, so this news is basically telling you that this is coming. Okay, so let's read into their little news about tasting and stuff. All right. The new platform raises the bar for plant-based meat products and center of the plate protein generally, and further cements Beyond Meat's commitment to creating plant-based meat products that not only taste delicious, but deliver important nutrition. Okay, where's the money? Let's see. One of the most impactful. All of this is just nutrition facts. Where is the money? Have you got some kind of buyer, something? Nothing. Okay, so they're working on a barbecue flavor. That might be some good catalyst. There's a designed to sizzle and barbecue even better than before. Okay, yeah. Beyond Meat's not a super strong catalyst on the day. IXHL is a little bit stronger than Beyond Meats. That's probably why it's getting a little bit more attention. Let's look at APLT. APLT. $8.20 something cents. And I'm gonna read the chats in just a little bit. Give me 1 second. APLT releases. Okay, so Applied Therapeutics announces a $1 million private placement. Okay, we've seen that news before. Applied Therapeutics announces FDA acceptance and priority review of new drug application for whatever, govorestat for the treatment of classic galactosemia. All right, so that was an hour ago. So a little bit of catalyst there. And then I think Reliable called out CXAI, which we saw yesterday. We'll go over here and actually look at the charts now. So IXHL, looking at the news that they had, it wasn't like super strong news, but there may be once the ATR. So the previous ATR is down here at the 487 from yesterday. Let me draw this out. This little green line here. So like 490s. That's the previous ATR. If it starts bearish movements, one of the things that one of the other plays that I use other than the ATR high break is the bear flag. Because in the bear flag, you have this dissension of candles, kind of like this. It's kind of already done it here. So you have a couple of nice sell-off candles, and then you have some covering. And this is where I would be aiming to get some covering. The only thing that I don't like about this setup on the 15-minute is it doesn't really give you a lot of gathering time on this covering. I guarantee you it popped down here to 688 and pop straight back up. And I just wouldn't be willing to take that trade. I kind of like it to give me a candle, close nice green, and then show me that it can continue up. Usually I'm looking for a bear flag that's like maybe two or three bars. So if I can get in on this second bar that is holding above the body, I'm looking for a little bit higher move and then a dump. I'm not looking for a bear flag to reverse. I already know it's a bear flag. So I'm just taking the profit where it is and getting out, basically. So that is IXHL. If we look at the bigger time frames over here, we can see it has been getting beat down for quite a while. Over here, dinging me up. Okay. Anyway, we see that it's been in a bear flag for quite a while, or not bear flag. What am I talking about? It's been getting beat down for quite a while. Closed yesterday at 422, opening today around 743. So 743 is like right here at this previous high. So we'll see what it's got. Does look like it has a little bit of history of throwing wicks up and coming back down. So maybe something that's a little bit more risky. But if you have a strategy for these risky plays, it could give you a little bit of move in your direction that you want. It could, not it will. But we'll see how it does with the ATR. If we look out here on the daily chart, we can see the ATR, the previous one was 556 on the daily. The low was $4. So probably needs to hold up. And definitely when they start getting a little bit closer to 5, I just am like, yeah, shorts are probably gonna take over, especially if they're already in a downtrend. Let's go to the next one, which was we got another one that's up 492%. Vanny. I just glimpsed over. I need to read some of these chats because y'all put it in the chat. VANI 400% here. We will definitely look into this one. Just breaking over 5, getting up to $6. Let me read some of these chats as I go. Good morning, GD. Good morning, Donnell. Good morning, Boss Lynch. Boss Lynch is the one that called out Vanny here. Let's go ahead and look into the news on Vanny and see why they are up almost 500%. Vanny Medical. Okay, 48 minutes ago, Vanny Medical announces positive NPM 115 preclinical weight loss data. So this is before it gets to the clinic. Okay, so this is you gotta pay attention to these keywords, right? Preclinical weight loss data comparable to Ozempic, Wegovy, and discloses MPV or MPM 139 as glutide as strategy shifts to prioritize obesity portfolio. Okay, so this is the first news that it's gotten since November 2023. So you kind of got to weigh this. You got to put it on your weigh scale against your statistics. What have you actually traded weight loss news before, and how did it work out the last time that you traded it? For me, I lost money. Anyway, so I would definitely be careful because this is preclinical weight loss data. We gotta highlight these type words right here. This is not even in the clinic yet. This is basically like a theory of what it could do based on maybe a computerized test or something like that. But got to get in that clinic. We need to see some, at least some phase 1, phase 2. Where y'all at? The next thing we need to look at, let's see, generated significant weight loss comparable to injectable, whatever that word is, from a single administration with expected twice yearly dosing. Expected. Here's another key word. Not twice yearly, not actually doing it, but this is the expected thing. Okay, let's continue reading. Vavani discloses this, whatever, blah blah blah, added potential benefit. So we got several words that's just like red flags. Preclinical, expected, potential. Let's continue reading. Weight management, designed to guarantee. Guarantee. Let's see, implants in development, weight management designed to guarantee medication adherence and potentially improve treatment tolerability by providing smooth and steady delivery. Now, guarantee in something that's preclinical. Okay. Okay. I'm just, this, I'm just reading, I'm reading what they put out. Okay. And then they got their little graph here. So let's read down here. An innovative preclinical stage biopharmaceutical company developing novel long-term drug implants today announced positive preclinical data on weight loss effects. Okay. And then they just tried to get rid of the expected on here. They just put twice yearly. So they're like, oh, we don't need two expecteds. Twice yearly, implant development, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm just, you just, this press release features multimedia. View the full release here. We'll go and look at that. Okay, in response to tremendous medical need and unprecedented market demand, we are prioritizing the development of our GLP implants to treatment. Okay. Where are the buyers? Is anybody purchasing this stuff? That's what I want to know. Okay, so all of this is basically just lab data. Lab data, lab data, lab data. Don't really care. Who's purchasing it? Is a large pharmaceutical company coming in and being like, yo, we want to buy this off of you? This is going to make everybody lose 100 pounds. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know about this one. A lot of red flags in their documentation there on their news report. This is the first news report that they've had since 2023. Let's go and look at their larger time frame here. So it definitely has been getting beat down for a while. It was at $1 yesterday and is now opening almost up here where most retail traders be like, oh, this is clear skies up here above this level. Well, yeah. If you're gonna trade this one purely on technicals, definitely be careful. Maybe it can run to the moon, but it's open skies, as some people say. I'm like, I need a little bit more conviction in their news reporting, I guess, to actually believe this. But we'll see if it can hold up $5. It just broke over $5 right here, and we'll see how that holds. Of course, below 5, I'm not touching it with a 60-foot pole. Just gonna stay away from that and let the cronies take that one for the team. Back over here to the scans. So we talked about IXHL. We talked about Beyond Meats. We talked about AP. No, I got off of APLT because I saw y'all put in there Vanny. What is APLT doing? Oh, maybe I did look at this one. I can't remember. Apply. Oh yeah, this is a private placement. That's why I didn't remember because it was, the news was subpar. They do have a phase 3 trial of whatnot, but dehydrogenase. I mean, I don't know. I want to see somebody coming in and purchasing this stuff. Like, oh, we got a million orders for this drug. Let's get it. Anyway, so we pretty much looked at everything on the scans. I don't know if Jan X is down to what, 3% on the day. So probably not something that I would go back and taste test. Probably gonna leave that one alone. I took my little bit off of it. Nice little 400s and got on out of there. But we will see what takes the day on today. Today is a hump day. Nice midweek venture. And I think Vanny is going to be the one with the most eyes with 42 million shares traded on it. Did we look at that float? We may have. Okay, this was just the medical documentation that I had clicked on. Don't really care. Let's go to Vanny here. VANI. And I'll get my popcorn and we'll see what Vanny has in the first couple minutes. If it's true to its game. The float on this one is 26.71 million. A lot of insiders in this one. Almost 50%. Definitely a larger percentage than the institutions. Okay. Let's go look at any shelf registrations on Vanny. Are they planning on selling something? Nope. Okay. Look here. Vanny float is 25 over here. That adds up. That makes sense. And 25 over here. Okay. So we'll just watch Vanny. And Vanny is going to be our leading gapper. Sometimes when traders, they be like, yeah, I shouldn't have took that trade. What I'm realizing more and more is you need to be at the mindset of, yeah, I shouldn't have took that trade before you take the trade, right? It's like getting to that place where it's like, some people are like, let me just test the waters. I'm like, I see sharks. I see blood. I don't know if I want to put my life on the line. I already see them eating. Like, do I really want to add to the meat bowl? But let me read some of these chats here. Let's see. Reliable Rudy is talking about Beyond Meats report is actually garbage in your. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking at. They got a barbecue flavor. Somebody's gonna throw 100K on a barbecue flavor and lose it all. Boss Lynch said he called Vanny. He said he got it at 1.8. You got in at 180? Oh yeah. No, that's a blessing. Pre-market traders get it in sometimes too. Mike D, good morning. Boss Lynch says Eli Lilly has Ozempic, which is their weight loss drug, but folks been using too much. Are you saying people are overdosing on weight loss drugs, bro? They're sitting there like, yeah, today's the day. I don't know how they're taking it, injection pills or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, we're 2 minutes away from the open. I'm sitting here with my popcorn. I don't have popcorn. It's morning time. I can't do that in the morning. But yeah, you got it right when the news came out. So that's how sometimes you got to play these. I mean, maybe this is the move on the day, and he got a nice move because yesterday there were a lot of ATR high breaks, and I was like, I mean, everything's breaking ATR high. I'm just gonna get in, right? Get in on a pattern, of course. Um, but yeah, let's see how this thing does, man. I'm excited to see this thing try to hold up 5. I want to see how the struggle will be. Will shorts be super aggressive across 5, or will they try to build a position above 5 and then crash it below? Is my question. That's what I want to see. Right now it's at 580s or whatnot. Has a high up here of 618, and the wick is up here to 662. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what the real sentiment is behind this bad boy. $30 seconds. Hands off. Hands off. You know, I when I when I was first starting trading, man, I couldn't keep my hands off the buttons, man. I was just like I was throwing stuff across the room to hit the buy button. But now I'm just like, I'll wait and see. Let the first couple of minutes play out. See if it can actually hold up 5, you know, and be strong. Here we go on the open. And right now I'm looking at the 15 minutes. So if my candles look a little bit different, there's the ATR calculating in there. So ATR low is at the 560. ATR high right now is at the slow down, bro, 650s right there. So let's see how it holds up this ATR, or will it go straight into halts here? This is the first couple of minutes. Blasting up out of there to the 718s, up 600%. And, you know, what I look for is a little bit of consolidation before the ATR breakout. This is almost like a FOMO breakout. There's no kind of, you know, reasoning. It just goes. So like he said, he got it when the news first came out. So he's probably going to be looking to one of these people to catch his shares, right? He's just like, here you go, you can have these. Here you go, I'm done with them. Good luck. CXA AI going on down there under 5. Let's check out APLT. Ugh, ugh. That looks like it just Beyond Meats in the middle of its ATR, hit the ATR high here of 1190. ATR low is 1074. And what I do is below the ATR. So if it goes past the ATR low, I'm looking for bearish moves I'm looking to take bullish potential on bearish moves. If it's going towards the ATR high, I'm looking for bullish potential on bullish moves. So I'm looking for those bullish patterns to play out. So we'll see when this thing unhalts. IXHL coming up here to its ATR high again. Everything's just tagging the ATR now and kind of going down. That wasn't happening yesterday. Almost everything was just hitting that ATR, getting right above it, holding, and just rocketing up. And that's what I was liking. That's why I traded it yesterday. JANX. Plus, it had okay catalysts as well. It wasn't just crazy weak catalysts. Okay. So this one's looking like it's going down for a ATR breakdown at the 766. So that'll start the trying to get the bullish bearish plays, but that's only if it had good catalysts. It doesn't. So just leave that one alone. Beyond Meats again testing above the ATR, finding resistance above it. Let me see when this thing's supposed to be unhalting. Okay. Did it not update? Okay, so 9:30:33 is when it halted. Should be opening up on the 35:33 in like 2 minutes. So we'll keep our eyes on the lookout for that one. Man, Vanny, look at this relative volume. It's crazy how much relative volume. This thing is 888 times the normal relative volume. Like if someone was just to look at the volume, they'd be like, man, that's got to be bullish. And it's moving up, it's got to be bullish. But when you take into consideration all the other factors, that's how you end up saving your life, right? Yes, it had a great pre-market though. These down here, relative volume are kind of super weak. Beyond Meats only 2 times. APLT low. And so IXHL is the only other thing that's really challenging it on the day with relative volume and relative standard deviation. So I'm gonna go ahead and APLT, get rid of that one. And Beyond Meats, get rid of that one. Dying. Went down there and bounced on the ATR low. Kind of like a grinder in between these two right now. IXHL trying to do a little ATR push, but we'll see where the conviction is. Right now, the control level for this is at the 750s. So below the 750s, will that get it moving down? And if we look at the pre-market as well, it kind of looks like it's already started to fade. Sometimes we see this at the very beginning. They'll have a little pop-up. People try to change the direction of the trend, and then they eventually just go on down. And we'll see what it does at the $6 breakdown there. Okay, we got about a minute left on Vanny. Boss Lynch, I just read your comment, bro. I don't even, bruh. That's cold, bro. That's cold. Cold, but most truth is cold. So, let's see. So Vanny, coming out, opening. Look at this. Look at this. What did Kevin Hart say? Look at this. So came up here to the ATR high, and blasting out. Huge move down on that one. It is holding up the ATR for now. Oh, well, I say that and then it comes right back down. Okay. You're gonna need to hold the ATR and stop playing. Whew. Well, and this is why we let the first couple of minutes play out, to be safe. To be safe and not get caught in some foolery. Now, of course, there was potential here if you traded pure technicals. If you're like, okay, this is ATR breakout, I'm just gonna take. There's your money, right? Pure technicals, very weak catalysts. Woo! Starting to bleed. Looking like it's going towards that ATR low there. ATR low is at 547, man. There, look, it's on the ATR low. People are like, please don't break this. Please don't break this ATR low. Yeah, that's not looking great. So it's tested both sides, but we can see based on the candle itself, the biggest part of this, the winners here are the shorts, right? They push this thing. Look at the size of this wick coming to the downside in comparison to this little bitty wick that's coming to the ATR low. Look at that. Look at that. Push. Take them down. Take them down. Whoever bought this up here, take them down. Let's go. They did not read the documentation. All right, IXHL is another one. Went up there to the ATR high and kind of losing volume here under that ATR high. So yeah, first 30 minutes. This is why. This is why we do it. This is why we do it. Oh yeah, let's look at the larger time frame. So remember the larger time frame, I was talking about this being clear skies. This 421. Yes, there was a lot of potential here from the $4, almost $3 of potential movement here. You just really got to be quick. Really got to be quick on this one. And it looks like it's looking to break down $5. And you already know, not even with a 100-foot pole could I touch it under 5. So, looks like it wants to break down 5. We got about 2 minutes left on the 5 and 10-minute candles. We'll see if it can actually hold under the ATR low. Right now, see, the thing about the ATR high and low, the way it's calculated is as the day goes on, it spreads. So it gets harder and harder and harder for it to get back to this ATR high if it goes to the ATR low. So the next candle, it'll spread a little bit more, spread a little bit more, spread it, and then it just be untouchable. Let's look out here. IXHL, just the volume just died on that one. It's not even getting traced anymore. Yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna take that one off. So Vanny is pretty much the only one um that's doing anything. I guess I could look at, some of these larger share size, larger float stocks, but VIPs and LFST, looks like they got some earnings. Wow, actually, let's just look through these. So I'm gonna start with the first one. VKTX was one that Reliable had called out a little bit ago. Had a nice little run and everything, just did not set up the way that I was kind of wanting it to set up. Um, it was a higher price stock. Moved yesterday from 66 up here to almost $100. So $30 move on that one. Up 12% on the day. VIPS is another one that kind of had a dead pre-market. I don't really know exactly why this one was moving, but just looking at the pre-market, you know, pre-market charting, and also with these larger ones like VKTX, look at this relative standard deviation. This is not abnormal at all. This is zero. And that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a relative standard deviation that's getting abnormal. That's what we want to trade. Okay. LFST kind of dead pre-market as well and kind of died in the volume there as well. TGTX is another one up 32%. And then we get to the ones that we've already looked at, which is Beyond Meats, APLT, and IXHL and Vanny. All right, let's go back up here to Vanny. Still trying to hold that $5 with all that it's got, all its might. Only 20 cents away from it. Now the ATR on Vanny is 54 cents. So it was definitely way out of its ATR moving up here, and not being able to hold. See, if it would have held up there, it probably would have grew the ATR. The ATR probably wouldn't have been 60, 70 cents, 80 cents as it continues to hold those highs. But yeah, it just wasn't able to do that. And now it's holding below the ATR low. So at this point, if I was super desperate, I'll be trying to get the bullish moves on a bearish pattern. So see how far it sells off. Try to get those relief coverings of the shorts, and that's kind of like it's desperate. It really is, but but when it's bullish, when it's going towards this high, that's where I'm super confident. I'm like, let's go higher, let's push, especially with the catalyst. All right, so $5 getting checked down again. It did get below $5 a little bit to 479, and this candle has 3 minutes left on it, and now it is about to drop off my scans here under 5, and we'll just forget about it, and we'll check back tomorrow, and it'll be at $1. So yeah, there it goes. So let's go back through 474, and this statistically, this is one of the things that I was seeing in my trading when I first started. I was buying these and I got so stubborn around $5 because I didn't know where real money was moving. Under 5, everybody that's entered short above 5, and they're just gonna hold their position, super large positions. Think about how many millionaires could have got in, or million share positions could have got in on the volume that's currently in. It's 55 million shares traded. How many millionaire shorts could be in there? Would be my question. How many? I I just don't want to fight that. That's a lot of juice, right? Um, but yeah, that's kind of how I look at these, and you know, yeah, I know. So it has dropped off the scan now, and it's dropped to my below 5 scanner. So below $5, it's still up 300. And the reason that I like to keep these up is to see where the majority of the eyes are on the day. So I'm not just kind of like dumb to what's going on below $5, but I also know that my actual above $5 scanner is empty. There's nothing. Yesterday, the only thing that was on this scanner was JANX, and that's what I traded. So, let's see. Jump back over here. Let's go ahead and Vanny popping back up over 5, but the struggle is real for it. APLT just struggling to hold up that ATR high as well. Beyond Meats holding below the ATR low. VKTX almost hit $100 up there, almost up 15%. Let me read some of these chats. So boss or Lori said, "Great job." Yeah, boss took. I don't know what kind of scanners he's using or how early he's getting up, but he's up looking at the at the scans early. Reliable says, "I'm long VIPS." Nice. It is doing a ATR. It is above the ATR high, so I would give it a little bit of room because it's not a super big mover to stay above this mid range of the ATR. Because the longer it trades up here, the more chance that it won't reach that ATR low. So I would definitely just maybe a breakdown of this control level here, maybe 18s or so. I'll be trying to get out like $1 risk. But I don't know the actual catalyst on this one, so I don't know what it's doing. It's also up 13%, so I don't know how many eyes will be on it. Let me see how much volume it has here for VIPS. VIPS has 2 million shares traded. Now, if we look on the larger time frame, VIPS definitely has some type of bullish motion here coming out of this, making those higher lows, consolidating. It tested this 1909 and broke out of it. So, this is kind of like the range that it's been trading in from the 15s up to the 1970s. And also, if we look back on the weekly chart, or actually even on the monthly chart, we can see it's previously came here. And so this was a secondary test, but it always returns back to this level, looks like. Let's zoom back a little bit more. Yeah, always returns to this level, a little bit around this $15 to $20 level. So, yeah. Let's go and look at the news on VIPS. VIPS here, VIPS. So, does this pay a dividend? Wait a minute. Oh, it doesn't pay a dividend. Okay. I almost got excited. All right, 4 hours ago, VIPS Shop reports unaudited fourth quarter and full year 2023 financial results. VIPS Shop to announce fourth quarter and full year 2023 financial results February 28th. So this is kind of like financial results dropping. Not, I guess you can call them earnings. Yeah, I guess you can call it earnings. But yeah, that's the play today. Earnings play. I guess the people that made the most money probably got in on the initial news. They bought the rumor, or not really the rumor, because they put the date out there. So they bought on the 20th. Where was the prices at the 20th? 20th. The prices were down at 17, and now they're up. So a $3 move, buying the rumor, selling the news there. So the news came out today, and people are like, yeah, let's go ahead and sell on them. Let's go ahead and sell on them. Okay. So, anyway. Vanny still struggling above $5. It opened up the next candle. And, it is a higher low, but it's under this ATR high. I mean, under this ATR low. So I'm expecting bearish moves. And I'm looking for patterns to be set up. This is not a good bear flag pattern. We need strong movement to the downside. Multiple strong movers to the downside. This is too consolidated. But again, this candle has not closed yet. So it could rip on through the bottom of this back under $5. But yeah, I think somebody's just accumulating for a further move down. One that is under $5 that just popped up is ADIL, ADIL. If you're looking to trade under $5, this one is into a halt right now. I don't know the actual news. Let's go look at this. ADIL. Whoops. Okay, Adial Pharmaceuticals awarded new patent from the United States Patent and Trademark Office. That was 19 minutes ago. Last news, or it has a little bit of news here in 2024. To present at the winter wrap up. So we're presenting news, awarded a new patent notice of allowance for the United States Patent Trademark Office. So this kind of like repeated news from February 13th. And then ADAL announces appointment of a new chief operating officer. And that's all the news from this year. So kind of like a repeated news circulation there. Let's go ahead and click on it and see what it's talking about. So the new patent strengthens ADAL's patent portfolio and covers AD04's unique ability to target the serotonin transporter gene for the potential treatment of opioid use disorder. Okay, so this is opioids. Okay, so clinical stage biopharmaceutical company focused on developing therapies for the treatment and prevention of addiction and related disorders. Today announced patent number 11,905 something, whatever, was issued on February 20th. So that was 8 days ago. We are proud to be awarded another important patent that broadens our intellectual property portfolio and covers meaningful aspects of our lead asset AD04, including its unique ability to target the serotonin transporter gene, commented Carrie Claiborne, CEO of ADAL Pharmaceuticals. We believe AD04 has significant potential to treat OUD and other drug dependencies in addition to our initial indication of alcohol use disorder. We remain focused on advancing this toward commercialization for the treatment of alcohol use disorder and look forward to advancing. Okay, all right. So they're just trying to advance this. Okay, so ADIL, Vanny just not being able to hold up that $5 level. Like I said, the longer it stays away from that ATR high, the less bullish it's going to get. Now, I don't know where VWAP is right now. It may be under VWAP, it may be over VWAP. I don't know where VWAP is right now, but I do know that the ATR is, a lot more resilient during the day than the VWAP. Like, I don't even have VWAP here, but I know this is bearish based on where it's moving. So going on down there, going on down. Will it break down this little edge here at the 450? Definitely holding under the $5. Oh, ADO unhalted. Like literally as soon as I looked away, it unhalted. Coming up here towards $2, up 137%. 130%, my bad. And getting some moves up here. So between Vanny and ADIL, those are our biggest movers on the day, and both of them are below $5. Reliable, you said you've been holding VIP since 2022. Okay, let's go. Where are those VIPs in 2022? 2022. So came down in here. Oh, you got it like around $10. Oh, you're great. You're great. I thought you were day trading it. Okay. You been in this. There's no reason for you to do anything. You're good. Looking for those higher rip and hold of this level of the 1924s, I guess. Interesting. What was looking at? Okay, Vanny is about to go ahead and break down. this level and continue to be very, very bearish. Look at that, breaking on down under 5. Like I said, 100-foot pole. Okay, A deal trying to hold up the $2 and looking like it's pushing up a little bit. The only problem that I don't like about a stock that moves like A deal is how far it is away from the ATR. Like, it may continue pushing, just push, 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 but I have to see. Actually, it's under 5, but I mean, like something over 5 that's moving like A deal. I would have to see a pullback and a couple of bars of consolidation for that next move. It's just super bullish right now, but with this price range, it can move down very quickly. That's the issue. It has low float though. The float is looking like A deal, ADIL. Float is looking like under 1 million in the float, according to Yahoo Finance. And yeah, under 1 million. Or this one has 1 million. The other one had under 1 million. Ooh, let's see if it has any shelf registrations. Boom, ADIL. Okay, so AD, yeah, it has a shelf registration from January 12th, 2024. So it does have a shelf registration out there on it. I don't know if they've executed on that. It does not look like they have. Let's look at the larger time frame as well. So looking out here on the yearly, it's been trading since 2019, trading around, and we can see that it loves to do pops and drops. Pops and drops. We'll see what it wants to do with that shelf registration, if they'll even initiate it at these prices. I'm pretty sure they would want to get pushed a little bit higher before they start trying to initiate any kind of shelf registration. Pushing to the highs of this 225 there. And the ATR on the daily is way down here at the 130. That is a long way down, and it's done this type of move before and ripped back down to the 130. So I would be very careful of a repeat of this action. Well, we'll see. Right now, $1 away from that previous level. Let's jump back over to the 15-minute, pushing out there above the $2, all the way almost to 250. Now I can remove Vanny. Okay, so the leading mover above $5 right now is Beyond Meats, I believe. In percent gain. In volume, it's SOUN. Son or whatever. It's down 9%. It has 40 million shares traded on it, but in percent gain, Beyond Meats. And behind that, just weaker and weaker stocks. So today is looking like a no trade day for me. I'll just, bide my time and wait for the market to give me what I want. If not, I'm just going to keep my little shoestrings. We are coming to the end of the stream. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in and, sharing the morning market with me, whether it's a slaughter or it's a glorious day. Appreciate you guys sharing it with me. If you're going to continue trading throughout the day, definitely keep your head on a swivel. Remember that sometimes the call outs that come into the chat, the things that people want me to look at and stuff, is something that they may already be in. So it may not be something they're necessarily day trading. Like Reliable was saying, he's been in this stock since 2020 or 2022, and it's just been going up for him. Does not mean it's a day trade. Make sure you look at these stocks, analyze it for yourself, especially if you're not already in it. But yeah, it was a pretty good day of seeing the top mover Vanny take souls, and I'll probably look I'll probably kind of look around the market, but not too long because I got some other stuff to do this Wednesday. And yeah. So yeah, appreciate you guys. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a great, great hump day. Peace.